Got a late night banger as I reflect. I'm gonna do it a little different tonight. We live in a world now where it's easy to faux commit. We got this faux commitment going on where you got these legends, these men who are in a league of their own in a sense. You have Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen. You have Bill Gates. You got Jeff Bezos. And their women are leaving them. These men built legacies unmatched to where women do not understand the gravity of what these men have accomplished to where they can walk away so easily. This goes to show you the very distinct differences in our nature. Only a few women, a very small few percent, almost impossible to come across, will understand what a man is here for and what value a man possesses other than being a dick in a wallet. When you look at these men on this thumbnail, you see greatness. But when you look at their history or their most recent transactions with their women, Michael Jordan, let's say not so much more recent, but the Scottie Pippen, where his woman disrespects him to a level unheard of for a man of his caliber, where she's sleeping with rappers who legacy doesn't even compare to a Scottie Pippen, who is forever ingrained in the sport of basketball. Forever. Played with the great Michael Jordan. They were a tag team duo. Bill Gates, despite his practices of eugenics, he's still a great mind. But you never hear the stories of these women fighting to save their marriages or fighting to keep the men in their lives happy. It's all about them. You will never be able to please a woman because women are not made to be pleased. This is a truth that most do not understand nor grasp. Women are not satisfied because they're not meant to be satisfied. They're meant to satisfy you. That's why the Most High put them here as a helpmeet. They didn't put you here to be a trick or a simp or a orbiter. You were not put here for that reason. Therefore, that's why most of your experience with women or lack thereof are lackluster at best. Because you didn't look within first to extract your greatness or put your greatness on the outside to where it can be used by the world, by your market, by your family, whoever. You have gifts that the Most High have given you, but you have yet to seek and search them. You thought they were just going to just be sitting on the dresser. You thought they were going to be sitting on the dresser and you were going to, okay, I'm going to do this and be great at it with no effort, with no bloody knuckles, no blood, sweat, and tears. I'm just going to do it. And you wonder why you have simp experiences with women. You wonder why you have to fish and surf the internet majority of your day. 14 hours of your day you're on the internet. Baiting women, probing, fluffing women in your area, hoping that they take a liking to you because you're so available. Not knowing that they're only taking a liking to you because you are available. Not because you have value, not because you're this and that. It is simply because you're available to them for them to consume. When you look at these men, when they divorce these women, their lives do not stop. I can't really speak for Scottie Pippen. I haven't seen him move on, but you look at the great Michael Jordan, the Jeff Bezos, and Bill Gates, they've moved on with their lives. They've moved on with their lives. Uh, they have made certain strides to achieve a second life. They've made certain strides to get to a second life, to make sure their happiness is secured. But you have some guys, or let's look at the women that try to move on to bigger and better things. They don't really move on to bigger and better. They move on to something different. So they try to trick themselves into thinking that what they moved on to is better. They trick themselves into moving on to something they think is more satisfying than what they just separated from. This is not the case. And you must understand the psyche behind a woman who would leave such a man. What means the world to the woman? Freedom. Freedom of fake oppression, freedom of fake duty and obligation to a man who she feels she's already served her purpose. But in most cases, these men were already destined for greatness. People make the argument about Jeff Bezos and his wife Jeff Bezos built Amazon. His wife was just in the corner or in the background doing the very minute things. Very minute things. Jeff Bezos built Amazon. Bill Gates built Microsoft. So when you ask yourself, why do women leave men who built things that the world uses on a daily basis? These are global legacies. Michael Jordan's shoes are purchased globally. His presence is acknowledged globally. Bill Gates, his products and his presence is acknowledged globally. And the same for Jeff Bezos. You guys put yourself in positions to be used and abused. I kind of understand the psyche and the logic behind it, because a lot of men do not feel valuable unless a woman is using him. You hear men say, I want to make sure my woman is not going to take me out on a date. I don't deserve to be treated, even though she has the money and the finances to do so. You hear men say, my woman is not going to touch a bill. You have to ask yourself, why would a man think such a way? Is it tradition? Is it unadulterated chivalry? Is it values, or is it overcompensating for something that's missing? Personality, maybe. Physical endowment, maybe. You have these men who pay what they weigh because they cannot please her physically or mentally. So they pay to relieve certain stresses and for entertainment. You have men that cannot deal with a woman unless he has a buffer. He has to take her on a date every weekend, 3-4 days out of the week, because his conversation and personality is not enough, but his wallet and his bank account is. So he would pay others to entertain his woman because he can't. He pays others, third parties, for the entertainment and for the space to carry the load that he's unable to. These men didn't put themselves in position to be used, but they did put them in position to make sure in the event that the woman left, their lifestyle would not be impacted. When you look at Jeff Bezos, Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, their lifestyle hasn't changed. And as a matter of fact, it increased. Michael Jordan's status increased. Jeff Bezos' status and finance increased. Some men go through these divorces and breakups and they decrease because they did not have any business in position anyway to commit to a woman who had the potential to damage them financially after they left the relationship. After she got everything that she needed and wanted, she was out the door. I did a video a while ago saying that women come in the front door looking for the back. You have to constantly work on yourself and put yourself first. I've developed the ability to freeze my feelings. I have no emotions when it comes to women. I have no emotions at all. I only have reactions and responses when they do something pleasant. Not say anything pleasant, but when their behavior is pleasant, I respond to that. But I don't respond with my emotions. I've been gifted with the ability to understand and freeze my emotions and only use them when necessary. And that's very rare. It's very rare. My emotions go into my work. My feelings go into my work. At one point in time, I was using my emotions in my relationships with women, and every opportunity or every time that took place, the woman found her way looking and sneaking out the back door. Every single time. And that is because she's the one that wants to express her emotions. I just have to manage them, in a sense, when they are messy. Clean them up, put them back where they need to be. And then she's happy again, in quotation marks. She's happy again. She's, back in her happy state. She's satisfied because she needed a release. She needed to build up her emotions to release the physical. I tell you guys that when a woman argues and creates drama, she's looking to be wound up and released. She's building up sexual tension. Let her do it. Entertain it and what word I want to say? Facilitate it. Add some ingredients to it. Add some fuel to the fire. Because there is nothing like a emotion-filled, passionate lay. There's nothing like it. Because she can't fake her emotions. She can to the uninitiated, but in most cases, she can't fake a good lay. You feel it. You feel it in your bones. This was a good lay. That dopamine running through your veins, running through your body is like no other. That's why you have men that spend their whole bank account making sure they have it at all times. They sacrifice their manhood to make sure that they have that feeling or have access to that feeling at all times. They sacrifice their dignity, pride, and respect to make sure they can get that meat wet at the touch of a button. This is where we are today. This simp culture and divorce, faux commitment culture. These women will not commit to you. They can only commit to your purpose. See, if she's not a part of your legacy, everything she does is not in no form, shape, or fashion attributed to your focus and you staying focused, making sure she stays out the way when she knows you're in a certain zone, knowing to say the right things, knowing, to give you the feminine energy that you need, then she's nothing but a waste. She'll waste your time and your dime. You look at all these divorces that took place over the last 2 to 3 years of these men of means and ask yourself, why are these men of means being left at such a high rate? How is this the new norm? And then we'll discuss it later. It's the Date Master.